Welcome to this channel podcast, Center of Excellence, Pharma 4. This episode is focused on measuring success KPIs and metrics for Pharma 4 Center of Excellence. My name is Jayan Joshi. I'm having more than 45 years of industry experience with passion for adoption of emerging technologies to achieve business excellence, mainly in pharmaceutical and regulatory industry. We already have a YouTube channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4, for more than 3 years, with more than 200 videos dedicated to emerging technologies, digital transformation, and Pharma 4. We have also launched the course Smart Manufacturing in Pharma on Udemy platform, where we are discussing emerging technologies, digital transformation, Pharma 4, and main focus is on regulatory industry and supply chain management. We have now launched a podcast channel, Center of Excellence Pharma 4. And in today's episode, I'm going to discuss about measuring success, KPIs and metrics for Pharma 4 Center of Excellence. As you do know, KPIs is basically key performance indicators and metrics, which we want to discuss it out and how they can contribute in future operational excellence and how we can plan to move further for our business excellence. The key themes over here is first, the most important thing is understanding Pharma 4. Pharma 4 is actually an integration of various technologies like cloud, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data, robotics, blockchain, and how all these various technologies can play a important role in pharmaceutical manufacturing and supply chain to enhance efficiency, quality, and compliance. Second importance is actually how we are going to calculate this importance of KPIs, that is key performance indicators and metrics, and how they can really help us, guide us to work out our future plan for measuring and exploring the further improvement. So measuring the performance at each and every stage while implementing this digital transformation is a focus area which helps to track progress, identify areas for the further improvement, and how we can ensure alignment of the two strategic goals actually. So the types of KPIs. So what are those measuring factors which we can think about it to improve the operational efficiencies, qualities and compliances and financial. So the first one is operational efficiencies. Overall equipment effectiveness, production cycle time, inventory turnover ratio. These are some of the areas where we can focus to calculate KPIs. Quality metrics is the area where we look at it, the reduction in deviation, product recalls, improvements in the right for the first time. We, there is no rework is there actually. We achieve the best quality at the first stop. Compliance metrics is compliance incidences, audit results, if there are any deviations or time required for the regulatory approvals, timelines, number of samples tested, number of results, rejections, deviations, all those things are taken into consideration. Another is also correlate this to financials actually. So what is the cost saving from the process improvements? When we do some investment, we do some digital transformation, we try to improve the operational performances. And then against that investment, what is the benefits which we have it? What are those returns on investment which we received it by digital initiatives and all? Or what is the revenue growth which we have achieved it in new products, new processes, process improvements and all that actually. Now, how these KPIs help in data-driven decision making? See, our objective when we think about it or plan for the digital transformation is that data compiled should be analyzed. That's why we mention about artificial intelligence and machine learning. That data analytics should really guide us to improve our planning, improve our decision making. And then that decision making should bring more improvements, more excellence. And then this data which is getting compiled should also help us in real-time data visibility. That is what these are the some of those objectives on which we are looking and planning our digital transformation. Then it comes about we call it as a smart goals. What is the smart? Smart is actually the specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. We are working on the goals. We are working on some strategic plans. We are working with some objectives in mind about digital, about technologies, about excellence in manufacturing, excellence in quality, excellence in distribution, logistics, and all. So we have to build that clarity with all this operation and which should be time bound. So this is where we should set the goals actually. And these goals should also work on a continuous monitoring and adaptation actually. So now we achieve something and then we go on improving it continuously. That is what is our objective, which should also keep the flexibility about responding from emerging technologies, challenges, and opportunities. Then we look at it, engagement with the stakeholder. We are also looking at it and working on to the performance of all the various resources which are taken into consideration in supply chain management and engaging with the stakeholders. Like stakeholders could be onto demand side, like market and all. They could be on the supply side from the procurement. They could be also from the contract manufacturing side, and along with maybe our various technologies and business partners, that they will also have some of their business goals, business targets and all. And then all these are to be aligned together to achieve the operational objectives and all that. Then there should be trained in the measurement. We measure this along with some various criteria like on a time period, on maybe target production or the rejection percentage or something like that. And these goals also are going to get it evolved actually as we move along with the technology and then the changes into regulatory requirements and all that. So these are the things which we have to keep it in mind. Thus, by reinforcing the well-defined KPIs and the metrics, we go on monitoring the performance, and it has to be a continuous process. And this is by focusing onto this data-driven decision making, which I'm always talking about in our other episodes also. It's a continuous process, and then this is where we go on improving and we can achieve better operational and business excellency and then customer satisfactions. And that is where we have to really see the data transmission, digital transmission, and achieve our Pharma 4 technology achievements and all. Now, as we discuss about various four KPIs which I discussed earlier, how that is going to achieve it is going to be discussed more into the detail. So when I say operational equipment effectiveness, we call it the OEE. It's measuring the efficiency into the manufacturing operation by assessing the availability, performance, and quality. Aiming for improvements into OEE can indicate successful implementation of digital technologies. Second is the production life cycle. No, this is it's tracking of the time taken to complete a production cycle. As you know, the production will have stages one, two, three, four, or whatever it is. No, and at a different machines or a different each stage there will be some cycle time 2 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is, and how that is moving continuously. And when there are any shift and changes or something or any shortfalls are there because of maybe equipment by breakdowns or non-availability of any resources and all. And how we can smoothen it out, how we can have that seamless life cycle, and how that can improve the efficiency, equipment availability, equipment utilization, and how that can help in further automation of the process. So these are the factors which we have to keep it in mind. And then there is a change over time. When we make one particular product and we shift it to another product, now we have certain processes as per that CGMP, current good manufacturing practices. We have to follow it out of changing it over from the equipment, cleaning, and all those things. Similarly, from batch to batch, there will be some changes. So this change over time, how it can be monitored, how it can be controlled, how it can be reduced, all those factors are also to be considered so that now we can go on improving the utilizations of the equipments, machines, and all that. So these are the certain factors which when we discuss it out about the KPIs, we have to keep it in mind. Now, this has also a correlation with inventory turnover ratio. Now, as you know, there is a raw material inventory, there is the in-process inventory, and there is the finished product inventory. And all this inventory turnover is to be kept it in mind. Now, how quickly we turn out this thing, or how bigger is the number of this inventory turnover ratio, is a factor which indicates your efficiency about the processes. At the same time, it gets linked up to your financials also. So faster you move the product, faster you change over the materials utilizations and all that, that is where your profitability goes on improving. So we have to really keep this also into the mind. And higher turnover rates, it's effective inventory, it's gives support to your demand planning. Then comes the regulatory compliance matrix. Now, this includes the audit trace, audit path, audit frequencies, completion of the audit thing, how correct that reporting is there, how quickly we satisfy the regulatory requirements, how much time we have to spend in completion of the audits. So these are the various factors which we have to keep it in mind, and then that comes under the compliance strategies and all that. So as per the compliance requirement, how quickly we satisfy, how what is the percentage we satisfy. These are the things which we have to monitor. So this is also a very important KPI as far as the pharma and regulatory industry is concerned, which correlates to the Pharma 4 achievements actually. Then the cost of the unit produced actually. Finally, the material we have used, minimum wastage, shortest production cycle time, uh, higher inventory turnover ratio. These are the various things which correlate to the cost of product or the cost per unit of the product produced it and all that. Minimum the cost of the product produced is the higher the margin with your sales value, and that is gives you the more profitability. So we have to really keep that in mind. So tracking of the total products manufactured with the number of units produced and all that will give you per unit cost, and then that KPI will help you to see how efficient improvements you have achieved it with the digital transformations and all. Then comes the data integrity metrics actually. As we discussed it out, data is getting generated at many places. So data discrepancy has to be really monitored. There should be minimum discrepancy. There should be a seamless data flow. So your audit trail is complete. It is with minimum deviation. So there are no changes and same data is maintained. And then that integrity immediately identifies any deviation, incidences, and all that. With minimum deviation incidences, your data remains accurate and all that. And then that accurate data is available for your artificial intelligence, machine learning to do more analytics and all that. So this becomes a very important KPI as far as the data integrity is concerned. This also correlates with your employee productivity, as I mentioned earlier. Your employee team has also been working, so they have minimum time in searching it out or taking some business decision will improve their decision making, and then that quicker decision making really brings the improvement into various resource utilizations and all. So thus by focusing all these parameters, what we call it is the key performance indicator into your manufacturing, distribution, and supply chain management processes will help you to target and support your strategic goals and deliver the tangible benefits in your operations, in quality, in distribution, logistics, and all that. So, thus, these key performance indicators are tools for your decision support system by which you can go on enhancing the performance and operation. So, how these roles contributed in your decision support system? Finally, we have to say that these particular indicators also correlate with your operational efficiency. So, first is the performance measurement. The KPI is related to measurable values that reflects the effectiveness of the organization in achieving objectives is very important. They help to track the progress into the complete supply chain with the operations into manufacturing and all, and which allows a better decision making to achieve the uh, performance into the manufacturing areas or supply chain areas and all. Then second is the data-driven insights actually. No? As we see the data and analyze the data, if there are any actionable insights where we see the any deviation and which enables the management team to take a corrective actions or improve onto their present decisions or planning, and then that real-time information is the very crucial thing to make a corrective or maybe change into the plans or something like that. And as the businesses are becoming more and more complex, then this decision making plays a very important. Finally, these things have to really work and match with the strategic alignment. See, when at a top level, we decide about the organization objective, could be the quantity to be produced or the sales to be achieved or the profits to be maintained or maybe the rejections into the product or maybe order to delivery cycle time. So your strategies could be aligned to these are the various goals. These are the strategic goals are there, and to manage those goals we should have some alignment. So these measurable KPIs and the strategies have to work together so that they match you with the same focus actually. Then comes the monitoring and reporting. So KPIs also facilitate on the ongoing monitoring performances. No, like as we discussed it out, no, manufacturing process, supply chain process, and all. There are some daily achievements, some weekly achievements, some monthly plans, then quarterly plans. So, no, they should really support to all the decision support system into these areas on a regulatory basis, and continuous monitoring is required. Then comes the identifying the trend and patterns. So finally, our objective is that this data, this KPIs should also indicate some trend, whether our production is increasing, or whether sales trend is increasing, or whether order to delivery time period is reducing it, or whether the inventory ratios are improving, but at the same time, inventory valuation is going down, so that there is a faster turnover of the inventories and all that. So these are the various trends and the passions are to be taken into the consideration. And this is where I mentioned earlier that this artificial intelligence, machine learning should indicate the trend, and then according to that, the improved decision making is taken place, and we can improve still further. And that is where it will lead to continuous improvements and all that. And then finally, this implementation consideration. So, normalization of the KPIs is also required. No? Properly normalized allows the more accurate comparison. Like, when we start implementing the system, we may not have that the required desired clarity. As we go on doing these exercises, a continuous exercise, as I mentioned in our earlier topic, that really helps in the better essential decision making. And then, as I mentioned about the SMART criteria, that specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. There it goes on improving further and all that. And then this can also be integrated with the other existing system. You may also have similar systems like manufacturing execution system, or maybe on the sales side you may have some CRM system, or you may have a enterprise resource planning system, or you may also have a separate supply chain management system. So it can also support to this particular area where you have a continuous integration improvements, and that can really help you to improve the and achieve operational and excellence and all that. So this also requires a training, how to identify the benefits about the KPIs, what they have indicated, how the trend should be considered, or how it can help you to work out onto some innovative ideas or something like that. That is also to be discussed it out. So leveraging this KPI and decision support system along with the emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning can really help you to fetch you and improve and achieve better results and achieve Pharma 4 things. That is what is the objective. So the thought process or to this particular episode is to identify the performance, identify the shortfall, do the analysis, identify what could be done the better way and all that. What we normally call it the predictive and prescriptive. So those are the things which we can incorporate in to achieve the better result. So I gave you some a brief overview about this KPIs and how those KPIs play a role in achieving Pharma 4. So some of these topics are also discussed into our YouTube channel and smart manufacturing course also. Please do subscribe those things also and share your comment. And if there are any more challenges which you feel need to be discussed, we are very keen to understand, and you can always plan more podcasts onto those areas also. Please do share this with your network also, and please feel free to contact us. Thank you. Bye.